On a rooftop, Damien and Roland are tap dancing together. Suddenly, Damien slips and falls off the building, landing on a parked car below. Meanwhile, Morgan starts her first day working as a detective. She arrives at the rooftop with Karadek to investigate Damien's fall. While looking around, Morgan finds a phone stuck in a crack near a tripod that had been knocked over. She notices smudges on the screen and realizes they were made by someone left-handed. This leads her to conclude that someone else was on the roof with Damien that night. Morgan examines the phone and identifies its owner as Christian. She also finds marks on the rooftop floor that suggest the second person may have hurt themselves in the fall. Meanwhile, Selena is working on another case, the mysterious disappearance of Morgan's first husband. She is informed about a hooded thieves robbing jewelry case across the city and asks Morgan for her help. Morgan and Karadek visit Damien in the hospital. His mother insists that Damien didn't have any problems with anyone. Later, some of Damien's co-workers from a car painting shop visit him. Morgan suspects one of them, Roland, as the man who had been with Damien on the roof. They interrogates him and he admits that a third person had pushed Damien. However, when the police review CCTV footage from that night, there's no sign of anyone else. As Morgan looks through more evidence, she realizes something important. The police lab found paint traces in the trunk of Damien's car. Knowing how much Damien loved his car, she concludes that someone from the painting shop must have hidden in the trunk. That person likely got out while Damien and Roland were practicing and pushed Damien off the roof. Morgan and Karadek visit the painting shop and begin questioning the employees. Back at the station, they check the workers' alibis. At home, Morgan deals with personal issues. Her daughter Ava shows her a painting, which reminds Morgan of Ava's father. She shares photos of graffiti he painted, trying to convince Ava that he didn't abandon their family. But Ava is still doubtful, adding strain to their relationship. Later that night, as Morgan looks at some photos, she remembers her husband once telling her how important lighting is. Suddenly, everything clicks. She and Karadek return to the rooftop, where Morgan explains her discovery. Damien's car passed by the CCTV at 2 a.m., and the moonlight at that time would have made it hard for the culprit to tell Damien and Roland apart while they were dancing. This means Roland, not Damien, was the real target. They try to warn Roland, who is at a loud party and doesn't hear their calls. Morgan tracks his location by recognizing the song playing in the background of his call, but by the time they arrive, it's too late. Roland is dead, shot by an unknown attacker. The next day, Morgan and the team review CCTV footage from the club where Roland was killed. Morgan notices a small spark from the gun in the video. Later, while out of the room, she spots the same spark in footage from another case involving a burglar. This leads her to suspect that the same person is behind both the burglaries and the murders. As they investigate further, Morgan realizes that the thief used a different car for each burglary except the last one. She deduces that Roland had been helping the burglar but decided to stop after meeting Damien a month ago. Fearing that Roland might expose him, the burglar decided to kill him and accidentally pushed Damien instead. Eventually, the LAPD catches the thief during an attempted burglary. He turns out to be one of the employees from the paint shop. Morgan explains how he timed his robberies for when officers were called away on backup, thinking he could escape unnoticed. The LAPD tricked him by staging a fake backup call to catch him in the act. Morgan had also noticed him acting suspicious when she and Karadek visited the paint shop earlier. With the case solved, Damien regains consciousness in the hospital. Later that evening, Morgan gets her paycheck and uses it to retrieve her car, much to her children's excitement. While at home, Selena stops by with surprising news. The police found Ava's father's abandoned car with a diaper box inside. This suggests he didn't abandon his family after all. Selena promises to keep digging to find out what really happened to him.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for more videos like this.